Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Oil prices just blew past $100 a barrel, briefly hitting 116, which means somewhere right now, a gas station owner is raising prices with the speed and joy of a kid discovering the add zero button on a calculator. Meanwhile, the world's richest economies, the prestigious Group 7, have called an emergency meeting. Yes, an emergency gathering of finance ministers to solve the global energy crisis. Because nothing says decisive actions like 10 politicians in a room with coffee, charts, and a PowerPoint titled, "Oil? Why is it doing that?" So what's the plan? Well, the experts at the International Energy Agency are considering releasing 300 million barrels of oil from energy reserves. And if you're thinking, wow, that sounds like a massive strategy move, let me translate. That's a global equivalent of someone saying, guys, should we open the emergency snack cupboard? That's the plan. Not restructuring energy systems, not solving geopolitical chaos. No, the plan is snacks, emergency oil snacks. Now picture the meeting, a long table, expensive suits. Charts showing oil prices going straight up like a SpaceX rocket built entirely out of anxiety. One minister says, oil jumped another 12%. Another replies, yes, the graph appears extremely vertical. And there's always one guy suggesting something bold like, what if, and stay with me here, we release some oil? And the whole room reacts like he just invented electricity. Meanwhile, oil markets right now are the most dramatic entity on earth. War somewhere? Oil. I must rise. Rumor of war somewhere? Oil. I will rise higher. Someone sneezes near the Strait of Hormuz? Oil. This is clearly a geopolitical crisis. But the best part of these meetings is always the official statement. Every time, every single time, they say, we are monitoring the situation closely, which is diplomatic language for we are staring at the problem very professionally. Now remember the emergency oil snacks? The proposed 300 million barrels? Sounds huge, gigantic even. Until you realize the world burns through roughly 100 million barrels of oil every single day. Which means the big emergency strategy is basically 3 days of snacks. 3 days. That's not a global energy plan. No, that's what happens when the world economy looks in the fridge and says, we're out of food. And someone replies, relax. I found 3 granola bars behind the couch. So don't worry, the Group 7 is on it. They've scheduled another meeting. They're preparing another statement. And somewhere in a secure government bunker, someone is guarding the last bag of emergency oil snacks like it's the final cookie on Earth. Because nothing reassures humanity during a global energy crisis quite like knowing the world's most powerful leaders have a plan that can be summarized as, have we checked the pantry? If you like our content, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for daily updates.